When most people think about giving a gift of a pet, they think about the children that receive pets on Christmas morning, like a little puppy or a little kitty. They receive pets on Easter, little bunny, little rabbit. And they think about the excitement of what that brings for the child, but they don't think about the responsibilities and what is left over after Christmas is over. When I was a kid growing up, we had lots of pets. We had hermit crabs, cats, dogs, birds. We did not have any snakes, but as I've grown older, I have added a few lizards to my collection. I know a lot about animals. In college, my first year of college, I attended a program that was to give me a certificate in animal caretaking. I was in that program for about 2 semesters. And I believe that what makes me credible is also the fact that I've been researching this topic for the last couple of days. So what I'm going to talk about today is why we should not give animals as gifts to people. The main arguments that I have will be, first, that you're giving someone an animal that is alive. It has a lifespan, and they are then responsible to take care of this animal for that long. The other reason is you are giving people this responsibility. So you are going to be giving them a job. The third reason is money. Not everyone has the money to take care of an animal. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the commitment to the lifespan of the animal. According to Pet MD, most animals, or the companion animals that we think of, cats and dogs, dogs are usually 8. It depends on their size, actually. If they are under 20 pounds, they are usually range around 11 years. If they are over 90 pounds, they tend to be about 8 years. I have grown up with boxers, and it says in this section on Pet MD, different breeds of dogs, and our boxers have outlived that 8 years a couple of times. So we've had 3, and each of them have lived to be over 11 years old. As I looked through Reptile Rapture, I was looking through their website to see what kinds of lifespans a snake or a lizard might have. As I was looking through, I noticed that a lot of the lizards and snakes have a lifespan between their teens to their 20s, and snakes live into their 30s. So they have a really long commitment. If you do not know that someone is going to want to take care of an animal for that lifespan, it's important that we don't give them an animal. The next thing we're going to talk about is the responsibility. The responsibility of taking care of an animal, which is feeding it, loving it, showing it the respect that it needs, taking it for walks, getting it groomed, all sorts of things that parents like to instill in their children. But according to PETA, children are unintentionally cruel, and they don't know the difference in whether they're treating the animal kindly or not. So the children also need to be taught this, and that's another responsibility for the parents. This coincides with the Psychology Today, where there was an example of a family trying to teach their children responsibility, and they gave their children a dog. So they taught this child that they needed to feed the dog, walk the dog, take care of the dog. And when the dog was hungry and the child was busy or not available, the parents did not feed the dog either, because it was the child's responsibility. So now, whose responsibility is it to take care of the dog? It's the adult's responsibility. So the animal should not suffer because the child has not learned responsibility. Giving a child a pet, or giving someone a pet, could be worth the responsibilities. Sometimes you see your grandmother who's living in her home all alone, and you think, wow, she would really benefit from a dog or a cat. Maybe it would be time to get her a dog. The only thing is that the ASPCA, the Association Against Cruelty to Animals, tells us that when animals are properly researched, it is a great gift. For example, When I went to Reptile Rapture with my father, I had every intention of buying a bearded dragon. I went there, I asked my questions that I had researched, and I looked for all of the information that I needed. What kind of food does he eat? What kind of lighting does he need? What kind of tank will he need? How much does he cost? So as we got through all of that, we went up to the counter and my dad decided that he was going to buy this for me as a gift. And technically, that's not really an animal as a gift, it's a monetary gift. So the next step we are going to talk about is the money involved in purchasing an animal. There is a lot of startup costs when you buy an animal. So for Dracarys, we had to buy the lights, the tank, the sand, the environment, the plants, everything that goes inside of his cage. That gets very pricey. So for my own experience, I spent well over $700-800, and this was 5 years ago for this guy. And he is a rescue, so he's not even a new baby. According to the Spruce Pets, animal costs of living for a dog or a cat can run up from $1,500 to $9,900 a year. So in conclusion, animals are not presents because we do not know if someone has the time to take care of them, the responsibility to take care of them, or the money to take care of an animal. So as we go forward, I ask that if you hear someone talking about getting their children a gift or getting their elderly grandparent or their elderly parent an animal, make sure that you speak up and say something about how important it is that we research the animals we're searching for. If not researched properly, animals can become a time-consuming, money-gobbling, unwanted gift. And what happens to animals that are unwanted? They end up in the shelter.